What up? It's your boy, the Incredible Man, and yes, I'm back at it again. And oh boy, this is My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 7 discussion slash review, man. Let's get it. This episode was so, let's be real, it was good throughout the whole episode, but let's be real, it didn't pick up till right there at the end, and that's when it got fantastic, man. The whole time beforehand, it was just a nice, mellow episode, and episode, mellow episode, and it was we just pretty much had Midoriya and Mirio dealing with their feelings and emotions and all of this regret that they were having of not being able to save Eri-chan, and that's what they were going through. And you can tell that it was just eating Midoriya up in Mirio because he was never the whole time until like leading up to the raid and everything. He wasn't himself the whole time. He was off. Midoriya was really frustrated and couldn't really focus on anything. And I love the fact that Ida said the same thing to him that Midoriya mentioned to him when Ida was going off on this crazy little rant trying to chase down Stain. And I love seeing Todoroki and Ida be there for Midoriya. And I love how all of the other classmates noticed that the rest of them were going through something, and they knew that it was because of their work study, and they knew that they were all going through something, and they were really struggling and dealing with whatever they couldn't talk about. And I love that fact. It was very, very good. But like I said, the whole episode, all the way to like right there at the end, it kind of just went over everything that we've already covered in the past couple episodes, leading up to Overhaul and the whole Little Mafia and the League of Villains. It was that whole thing. Then we got to dive into them setting up everything and checking out all of the other bases and finding out that they were all just fronts, and they pretty much hid in plain sight the whole time. They hid in plain sight the whole time. So we have Mirio and Midoriya dealing with their emotions and feeling some type of way this whole episode until right there towards the end. Then we have Kirishima and Asai, not Asai, Asui and oh man, I can't think of her name right this moment. But anyway, Uravity, we dealing with their emotions as well. They felt they felt like they were being overwhelmed because this isn't their forte, man. This isn't for them. They were taking part in this work study, and now they're involved in something super heavy that they weren't prepared for at all. And but it's oh man, I'm just so hyped about this ending part of the episode because it got so good. But I really enjoyed everything else, even the parts about the episode, like us just watching parts and then them flashing and telling us, well, this happened at a particular time and this happened at a particular time. I was okay with the pacing like that because it moved it along, and it didn't really make it seem drawn out. It felt like it was happening in real time, and it felt real good for me. I don't know how anybody else felt, but for me, like with them showing parts of the episode and then cutting to the black screen and showing us a timeline or what they were doing or what they were going to talk about in that scene. To shorten everything and try to make it all happen faster. I understand that, and it happened at a nice pace, so I was okay with it. It was totally fine for me. If I had any problems with the whole episode, it would be probably just the way that they focused on their emotions. I know that they needed to focus on their emotions, and I love the fact that they showed them really struggling and dealing with what they had to deal with in this whole situation, because this is new for them. This is totally new for them, and they've never had to experience anything like this before. Even with their countless battles with the League of Villains, it was nothing like this. So them showing them struggling and having those emotions and moments and everything, I was fine with that. It's just that I wanted them to focus on the fact of I wanted them to just show it the kind of the same way that they done when they were leading up to the whole episode with the black screen and everything. If they had done it like that, I kind of wanted to dive into like the soup. You guys know me on my channel, man. I have no problem with like fleshing out a certain part of an episode or a character or anything like that. I enjoy those moments, but I kind of just want, because the action got so good right there at the end, man. Like there was no need for like a bunch of dialogue or anything right there at the end. It just boom, action packed. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed them focusing on Mirio and everyone else and Midoriya having their problems with this situation, because it's a problem. It's a problematic situation. So them discussing this and showing them really having to deal with their emotions, I was okay with it. I just felt like it could have just happened a little faster. I think they drawed it out just a little much, so like they can have so they could just tease us with the action, and then like next week we're gonna dive right into like full-fledged action and just when they storm the base. Yeah, but we also have what else happened this episode? Oh, we also have Overhaul. We see him talking to his pops, and for non-manga readers, because I know I say this a lot, but I read it up to a certain point. So we see him talking to his pops and telling him that, you know, it's gonna be a little problem. It's gonna get a little noisy. Then we also see him, like they showed him at a different time frame, like okay, well, but just before the raid. So I like how they worked everything out this episode. So it was very nice. It was very well done. So we see him coming up with a solution, because he knows that they're attacking their base, because he had people watching their base and the police and everything, and seeing that like they were making moves early in the morning. So I like that too. It shows how well organized Overhaul was, and that was a good aspect. But the funnest part and most wonderful part to me was having Night Eye stalk the guy that's supposed to be watching Eri, and when they broke down into that whole conversation, and Fat Gon was like, well, maybe he's just a guy that collects figures and stuff like that. He doesn't have to just be taking this to a little girl. Oh, that was fun. It was like, oh, well, yeah, he could be an otaku. He could be an otaku. And then we have Night Eye. And dude, the way that he used his quirk was so smooth, man. It was so smooth. He came in there and he was like, oh, well, here, I have just so happened to have the box that you're looking for. I found one on the shelf back there. Here you go. And then boom, he used his quirk. And I love the way that they showed and explained how his quirk works. Remember, he said it was like a picture movie in his head, and they actually showed us him activating his quirk and how he sees it and how it plays out in his mind, and we got to see that, which I thought was wonderful, because you guys know that Night Eye is my favorite character, and I was super excited to see him animated this season, man. I loved it. Well, I love it. And that's pretty much everything that happened, and then we dove right into the action. They went to serve the warrant. You know, they set up everything, and we have everyone talking with the police, and then Mirio and Midori and everyone starts to feel the excitement, and their emotions are, you know, everyone and they're steady now. They're ready to go into the raid and save Eri, and then we have them busting up at Overhaul's mansion to serve the warrant, and the moment they did, that's when the action kicked in. One of their villain dudes just started straight attacking the police and everybody else, and then we have everyone saving the characters. We have Fat saving some people, we have Midoriya saving some people, we have Eraserhead saving some people. So it was nice to see. It was so cool, man. It was so cool when we dove right into the action, because it was a nice dealing with your emotions, contemplating everything at the beginning, and then right there at the latter half of this episode, it just smacked you with a whole bunch of action right across your face, and it was fantastic, man. And then we got to see Ryuko, I think that's how you say her name, transform into her dragon form and stop the villain. It was like, well, my side, I think it's best if we split up, and my guys will take care of the villain right here. So it's gonna be cool, because it's gonna be fantastic, man. I like I keep saying, I read up to a certain point in the manga, and I know everything that's gonna happen up until that point. And now I'm super excited to see it animated and in color with the voice actors and the score playing in the background. I'm just hyped, man. It was so fantastic. And like I said, I loved this episode, and I loved everything that they've done. I loved the transitions that was taking place, showing the different time frames, what's happening and everything, how they broke it down. And I enjoyed everything, because it was just so good, and then the action just kicked in and just made everything 100 times better, man. This is your boy, Incredible. Don't forget to smash that like button till you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe. But only if you really want to, man. I mean, you don't have to. And remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out. Oh, anime matters. Peace out.